the 5 customer support trends in 2025, which are extremely important if you want to stand out as a good company that is basically customer centric, which is extremely key, because we all do agree that customer is key, and one thing that you should emphasize on a daily basis is basically making sure that your customers are well supported. Hello there, my name is Becca Mutino-Cheng. I'm the CEO founder at Proxima, whereby we do build custom support solutions. We build on artificial intelligence, generative AI. So first of all, I think the biggest thing in 2025 will be what we call agentic systems. Most of the world is still catching up to agentic systems, especially African countries, because it's extremely big, and based on the conversation among so many experts, that's the next big wave of artificial intelligence. So typically, you can think of it as 3 layers of interacting with artificial intelligence. The first layer will be you send your prompt to a large language model. Then the large language model simply now responds to your prompt based on its own knowledge base. The second level of interacting with the large language model will be something we call retrieval augmentation, RAG in short. So with the retrieval augmentation system, what you basically do is you, of course, create your own knowledge base, which you feed with data. So we simply call it a vector, like a vector database. It basically stores embeddings, which are matrices, which I don't want to be so technical about in this particular video. So once you've stored your data in a vector database, when your customers send prompts to you, which is what we will basically call a message, frameworks that we use, they basically first of all query the vector database. Then when I talk about frameworks, I simply mean something like LangChain or any other framework that does support that format. So when your customers send you prompts, messages, first of all, the framework will query the vector database, simply try to match it, simply try to get a similarity score. Then once it gets a similarity score, meaning that a certain scope has been matched, that particular framework will now send your customer's prompt plus basically what has been matched as a similarity to a large language model, to simply make sure that the context is set. So when your large language model basically responds to your customers, we simply prevent something that we call hallucination. And hallucination is basically when a large language model does not know something, so it basically tries to make up its own stuff, simply to satisfy the customer's want. So when you set up a knowledge base, basically you are now grounding your customer support agent, to basically be scoped to the truth, which is your own company's information. So that's the second layer, which is what we call retrieval augmentation. And I can say that retrieval augmentation is the most common format of which most companies use. I just had to drink my coffee. It's so hot, I could not resist it. So when we go to the topic of the day, which is what we call agentic systems. So in an agentic systems, yeah, like of course you can set up your RAG, you can set up your own knowledge base as a company, which is extremely important, because you want your customer support agent to be grounded in a certain scope, yeah, meaning that you can simply personalize it for your own company's needs. But when you talk about agentic systems, yeah, now the customer support agent does not simply generate responses. Rather, it takes on what we call an actor role, meaning that when I send a prompt to an agentic system, first of all, it will now reason, which is I can say the hottest thing in 2025 reasoning models. You can see them via ChatGPT O1, DeepSeek R1, and most of these other big companies are building their own large language models that can also reason, which is what we simply call chain of thought. So by chain of thought, the model will simply prompt itself till it figures out something. So when we talk about agentic systems, first of all, they do have the now reasoning capabilities. Then they can plan. So when you send a complex query to an agentic systems, like it will basically plan this particular task. See the best steps that can be fulfilled. Then I think like of course you can power your agentic system via your knowledge base also, meaning that the customer support agent will still be grounded like now in your own company's information. Then I think the most important aspect like is what we call tool use. So with an agentic systems, like what you basically have like is a supervisor node, meaning that that basically now oversees like what's supposed to be done. Then once you have your supervisor node, you now have different tools that can perform different tasks. So like a very good case is something like the weather. You can simply get a weather tool, then you plug it into your now agentic systems. So when I want to query the weather, let's say I put in a prompt something like hey, I'm a farmer and you sell fertilizers, what will the weather be like next month, and what's the best fertilizer to put in? I'm in Kenya, I'm in Kiambu, something of the sort. So the agentic system, like what it will basically do, first of all, the supervisor node will say, okay, the customer wants to know the best fertilizer, and the customer wants to know the predicted weather for the next month. So like we can say that you now do have like a tool that can simply query different weather predictions. So once it basically fetches this weather predictions for the next month, then one tool that can basically fetch your list of fertilizers by their descriptions, by their different conditions, meaning that we now have these two different concepts, which is basically getting your fertilizers and then getting the weather. Then we now have the large language model using both of basically now using both of these two as the context, meaning that the final answer will be something like, hey, Mr. David, next month the weather will be fairly sunny, and based on what we now assess, you can try putting something like nitrogen. I'm just making this stuff up. You can put in something like now nitrogen, which will now make your plants do so and so and so. So that's the context of an agentic systems. So we can say that rather than simply generating a particular response, the agentic system will now go plan the task, reason, fetch the proper tools to do some things, then give your customers the best feedback possible, that will make their lives much more easier. So that's an agentic system for you, and based on different predictions, by the end of the year, these particular agentic systems will be able to do single digit works. And I think we can see it via some of the models that have come out mostly via ChatGPT. Most of them are also open source, meaning that you can go simply get them on your own machine, then just experiment with them. Then the biggest advantage of setting up an agentic system for your own customer support needs, you can simply have your own swarm of now agents. So like the best way to set them up, you put a single agent to do like a particular task, meaning that you cannot bring search capabilities, to your customer support real time. Then that simply powers up your customer support requirements. And agentic systems will be truly big. We do offer that here at Proxima, and whatever I've spoke about, if you think that's cool, if you think that that's something that you would want at your own company, please feel free to get the contact from here and simply reach out. Thank you so much. Hope you did learn 1, 2, 3 things from that short video. In the next segment, we'll be talking about the second trend, which we think is extremely important. Thank you.